Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery, where I am trying to get you to the $1,000,000 mark and beyond in your profits in your practice. And there's a lot of ways of doing that. Um, One thing that I'm going to be talking a little bit about today is how you can create your own avatar. If you're not familiar with avatar, it is basically your ideal patient. And I know this was always a struggle for me. I remember going to the conferences. They're like, you got to figure out who your perfect patient is, and she has to be Mary, and she's 46 years old, and she has 2 kids, and she has plantar fasciitis, and I couldn't really figure it out, and I kind of got bored of it, and even if I did find it out, I didn't know what to do with it. Okay, but let me tell you how AI has helped with doing this. So recently, with AI, you can create a patient avatar. So what is a patient avatar? Basically, you think about what you really enjoy treating in the office and what really produces revenue. That is what I would optimize for. So you can't optimize for everything. I'm sorry. A lot of times we create confusion in our websites because we offer too many things and we advertise too many things. I'm a big advocate of advertising what you enjoy treating, what gives you energy, and also what pays the bill. Okay, what pays the bills and feeds your kids and puts them through college and this and that. If you have a pick of them, I'll give you mine. So mine are currently non-surgical. They would be my patients that would like an amniotic stem cell injection with shockwave. Those would be my best, and those tend to be for Achilles tendonitis and plantar fasciitis and like a Haglund's and things like that. So those are things that I like to, and that would be one of my avatars that I would form. So what did I do? So the other day I used this AI called Max AI. It is a add-on into Google Chrome, and I think I pay maybe $100 a month for $100 a year for this. And I put in there and I said, hey, can you create for me a avatar for my ideal plantar fasciitis patient that is going to get regenerative medicine, including shockwave and amniotic stem cell injection? And it came up with an avatar. It's pretty amazing. And so this avatar was like a 46-year-old female that earns over $100,000 and has 2 kids. And she lives in the community and she looks up things online and does all these things. And that's what it had, like psychographic or demographic, all these other things about her. And I was like, wow, that is what it typically is. And so I would say just pick one of these things. And if you want mine, you can email me, Donna at podiatrypracticemastery.com, and I certainly will send you my avatar mix. But what can you do with this? The neat thing is then with AI, if you're like an AI, you could say, hey, can you write 5 or 6 emails based on this avatar and treating plantar fasciitis about this, and they can write emails for you, and you can tweak them. Could you give me like 5 or 10 pieces of content based on this? Maybe like you want to do YouTube shorts, and it can create YouTube shorts based on this. Or if you want to do short little or longer educational videos or a lecture, or if you want to do like social media posts. So you can do any of these things, and you can create like a content calendar, they call that. But I don't want to get overwhelmed. So first of all, I would go to figure out wherever, and you can do this AI stuff anywhere. So I like, another one that I like is my WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, there's an AI thing included in there, and you can just ask that. It's called a prompt. You can ask that question, and then based on that, you can create content. Then what are you going to do with that content? Well, then you're going to talk about that out kind of in the world, because it's going to attract those type of patients, because patients like to be kind of recognized. They like to be known. Like when you're doing content, so if you do content for a 46-year-old female that has 2 kids, you can do content for that person versus like an 18-year-old person that's in track. It's going to be totally different, because they're going to kind of assimilate it much more, because they're going to feel like it identifies them. So those are a couple of easy ideas of using AI to create your own avatar. And so you can do avatar, for example, for if you want to do, hey, I want an avatar who's going to be willing to pay me to do 4 to 6 sessions of Swift for $1,000, and what type of demographic. And then when you create messages to them. I remember when we were talking about avatars back in the day, this goes back to like a Dan Kennedy technique, if you like Dan Kennedy's a marketing guy, and he talked about putting a picture of this person, and as you create content, create it as if you're talking to that person. So put this female's picture on there and has information about her, and so as you're recording content, for example, then you would record it for that person. So those are some ideas. I'd love to know what you think, and I hope you're enjoying this, and post any comments or shoot me an email. Okay, thanks.